Shorty Mona Lisa, I'ma play her like I'm violent. I feel like the island, we gon' take her to the island.
The game everybody been waiting for finally took place. Both players played a decent game. Paige Bueckers today with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. She saw 60% from the field. Caitlin Clark, 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals. Now, these stats don't reflect the game. A lot of Paige buckets came like when the game was over, pretty much. The Fever blew them out. I got to keep it a band. The wings are horrible. Like, the wings are really trash. They got to get Arike off this team. I think Quinterly's okay. I know she had the little injury. Arike and Paige, that's not going to work. Like, they need to trade her expeditiously. This game, for me at least, I think it showed how different their play styles are. Amount of assists she had, you would have thought she had 40 points. Like, she controlled the Fever's entire offense the whole game. If you watch the game, you know she did. Her passing is like the best probably ever in W history, but she controlled the game literally with her passing, and her shot wasn't going in, but she still controlled the whole game like shit. But she's starting to come back to herself, and she's on a minute restriction. I think her minute restriction is like 28, and she had an injury scare off the she had the little layup she missed, I believe, and she kind of stayed down for a little bit, but she played through it. She played a great game as well. It was just kind of like, she's helpless. Like, she don't have Arike didn't do shit. Quinterly did okay, but it still wasn't enough. And then the pieces around her are just terrible. I'm not gonna lie. Caitlin had her team looking like an all-star team today. Like, she did an amazing job. Paige Bueckers broke a record. It said Paige Bueckers is the fastest guard since Diana in 2004 to reach 300 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists. And she's playing a good stretch of games. They're just not getting wins like that. And they're definitely not going to go to the playoffs. I'm not going to hold you. This team, if I was her, I wouldn't even want to go to the playoffs with this team. It's a waste of time. I would be like, yeah, you know what? Better let next year. She need a new coach. She just need a whole new team around her.
Yeah, I mean, I still probably didn't shoot it as good as I would have liked. But I feel like it's coming. I'm just trying to continue to get my legs under me, and like I said, pregame, like, I feel like I'm a couple shots away from, like, having a really good game. So, but, I mean, I thought my playmaking was really good. There was, no reason for me to really shoot that much. I thought, like, you look at the box, like, 12 shot attempts, 11, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, like, just very balanced. And, people executed. And when we have, 5 people in double figures, like, I feel like we're going to be pretty hard to beat. Like, it would take a lot for a team to beat us. And I think we were just kind of firing on all cylinders, moving the ball well, getting to the next action, played out a pick and roll well. And then our defense was good and got us a lot of buckets in transition.
That all the time, just making sure that we get stops, because we like to play fast. We like to get the ball up and go in transition. And so we knew that we just had to make sure that we were focused on that end and make sure that we're connected on the defensive end. And then that sparks our offense and we're good to go.
But she's had a great stretch of games. I think Aaliyah Boston been really consistent. Probably the most consistent out of the pack.
Yeah, well, I knew my team was ready in a trap beat on the sideline. So kind of just made a read. I saw she was going to throw it to her post player and was able to get my hand on it, and then got a few deflections out of guard-to-guard switches. So I think just being active, like, I can be a really good defender when I choose to and when I work really hard on it, and not conserve energy. So I'm proud of myself in that regard, and, I think that probably motivates our offense. Like, when I bring a tenacity on the defensive end, I think it really helps our offense go. And 30 assists on 40 made shots is about as good as it's going to get. That's really impressive, and I think it just shows the selflessness of this group. Is you're just trying to find your teammate, trying to get to the next action, trying to give up a good shot for a great shot, and just really proud of this group of how we share the ball, and makes us really hard to guard, like I've said. So that's something that Steph always preaches, and something she always talks about is, how many of our field goals are assisted. So we're always looking for high numbers there, and 30 on 40 made field goals is a really good number for us.
I think a lot of people complain about their offensive scheme. Even when Caitlin got subbed out of the game, they started playing better. Like, the offense was flowing. When she got back in, she controlled it with her passing. But I think the way Stephanie White's setting up the offense is kind of like free flowing. Anybody can get off at any moment, pretty much. I think that's why McDonald found a lot of success. Kelsey Mitchell's playing well. Aaliyah Boston's playing some of her best basketball. I think even Sophie Cunningham had a pretty good game. So it's waving off on everybody, and there was multiple people in double figures. And I think it's because of how the offense is set up. Now, I don't necessarily agree with some of the concepts Stephanie White was doing. The wings suck, but I'm talking about for great teams. I think she definitely has to figure out stuff that implements your key players, especially going into playoff time, because I don't know if that'll necessarily work come playoff time, but we'll see. But But for a game like this, definitely, I agree with it.
I like the fact that we had a 75% assist rate. The assists on 40 made field goals is really good. That we took care of the ball. 23 points off of turnovers is really good. I thought we rebounded the ball, fairly well. Scoring in the paint, I liked all that. And really, again, like the first 20 minutes, and again, and we say this over and over and over, but it's about building consistency, and it's about stacking that. Like, we have to put 40 minutes together. You can tell she's starting to feel a little bit better, more explosive. Her anticipation's really good. She read the plays, she read the rotations. Did a really good job of getting a hand in the passing lane, staying disciplined to tip it so that she could go steal it. And that's what it's going to take from her, consistently. She's got to be able to bring the offense and the defense, on the other end of the floor. And she's continued to grow in that area throughout the course of the season. And for us to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish, she's got to take more pride in that. And I think she's done that. Yeah, I think we got it moving. It started with our defense because we were able to get out in transition. Not just getting steals for scores, but also forcing tough shots, getting rebounds, getting the ball out and going. For us to play in transition, we got to lock in on the defensive end. And the ball was moving. We were playing close to .5 basketball in that second quarter. And really, even though it was back and forth a little bit in the first quarter, I felt good about where we were offensively in the first quarter, not defensively. I think they were shooting like, I don't know, high 60% or something like that at the first quarter. But that's our journey, and that's where we got to get to. And we got to try to minimize the lulls where we start over dribbling and dribbling the entire shot clock or dribbling for 10 to 12 seconds, and get it moving to get it back. But for 3 games now with our whole roster and no real practice, I'm pleased with our progress. It was encouraging, certainly, for us to be able to maintain it, to be able to stop some of their runs that they went on. That's encouraging. I think we were outscored in the second half, though. And sometimes it's hard to play with those leads, but those leads are never safe in this league. They just aren't. And so for us, again, our journey is to be able to expand on those leads, right? To be able to continue to keep our foot on the gas, not just kind of being in neutral, right? We want to keep going forward. We want to keep progressing. We want to keep growing in the areas that we need to grow. Her poise, her decision-making, she just is a very neutral mindset. And when you play somebody who is really high IQ, who is elite in all areas, and you try to make them uncomfortable, but they kind of just maintain that flow. It makes it tough. I mean, that's the difference in good players and great players.
She's easily going to win Rookie of the Year, but she needs a better team. Her team is trash. This is what Caitlin Clark said prior to the game, and this kind of even translated to the game. Clark on Paige Bueckers before Fever Wings. She always just been smooth. She takes what the game gives her. She just plays way older than she is.
On missed shots, and on turnovers, they just got out and got easy offense.
Man, you could tell she didn't want to hear that question. She mad as hell about that loss.
I haven't talked to her personally, but I know she's got a great team around her. She worked extremely hard. She has a great work ethic, sending prayers. You don't wish injury upon anyone. So just wishing her speedy recovery. But no, I didn't reach out first. But two, just making the right read out of the trap, out of them sending a double and then playing to that advantage. So more to do. Screens are a huge part of our offense, though, and a huge part of what I like to play off of. So just reading that, when to use a ball screen, when not to use a ball screen, when to just get out in space, and either do pitch and catch and touches to try to alleviate that. Yeah.
This dude writing down. You should have been doing that shit before the game. This is why the Fever whipped their ass. This dude been taking notes all season. None of that shit worked.
You answered it. She's just a very smart basketball player, so she'll get out and deny passing lanes. I'm gonna make catches difficult. But yeah, like in the second quarter, I felt like I could have done a better job keeping us all together, really emphasizing getting back on in transition defense and really calling it out more. But like, there's no skipping steps to building what we want to build here. And adversity, everybody goes through adversity. That's why when teams win the championship, they talk about the adversity that they face to get to it. So there's no skipping steps, and we're not going to get out of who we are, get out of our process, get out of what we do every single day, just because the results haven't shown up yet. It's early, and this is just part of the journey that we have here. and we are going to stick together through it, and we're going to continue to encourage each other, continue to push each other, hold each other accountable, and just like nights like tonight, just continue to stay together. It's stuff we got to do throughout the runs, and not just be together through the good times, but together through it all. Last one. To answer your question, as to add for Rike, this was like the best I've been here that she's responded to that stuff, and it might not have been her night shooting the ball, but the way she continued to stay in the game, not let it affect her effort on both ends of the floor, like her being a leader of this team, like that was huge for me to be able to see that. We've talked about it as individuals, just having one-on-one conversations of how we want to stay unaffected through the refs, through the missed calls, through missed defensive possessions. And so I just want to give a shout out to her because it wasn't her night shooting the ball, but I thought the way she stayed within the game, that's a win in itself.
That sounds good, but Paige, that's a lie. I can't even sit here and cap. Paige, I rock with Paige heavy, but bro, when her shots weren't hitting, she wasn't getting back. She waved off the ref after certain calls. That's cap, bro. I'm sorry. That's cap. That definitely affected y'all. That's part of the reason y'all lost. I think if she would have had a better game, I don't think they would have won because the Fever is just miles ahead better than her team. But they might have had a better shot. They might have lost by like 15, 10. You know what I'm saying? If she had a better game, but she played like shit. So, I don't know. I don't think they're compatible. Like, I don't think her and, I just don't think her and Arike can win together. I guess that's the word. Yeah, you can't. I don't see that working out. So, recap from the game. Good win for the Fever. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. And as always, it's your boy.